The Association of Mineworkers and Construction Workers Union, AMCU, has come out strongly, as you heard there, against Impala Platinum's plan to lay off 13,000 people. The union has threatened massive industrial action should the company go ahead with that decision. And last week, Minerals Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe described the impending job cuts as reckless and unethical. Implats, on the other hand, say that the move is part of a restructuring process which is meant to generate sufficient money by the year 2021. And Joseph Mathunjwa, AMCU president, joins us now in studio. Welcome and thank you so much for coming to speak to us more about this.
Hi, good morning.
Mr. Mathunjwa, strong talk, fighting talk from yourself as AMCU about what you would do in order to oppose these possible job losses in the platinum sector. But is that not holding the whole situation to ransom, though?
Not indeed. I mean, if the companies have declared war, so we cannot just be smiling as if we are attending a party. It's a war. They are declaring war. I mean, how many lives will be subjected to poverty? This country is the most unequal society. At the same time, if we are taking 13,000 workers, breadwinners, so each worker, many times they've got about 5 dependents. So you could imagine the number of people that will suffer based on greedy of these companies because of their hyper profit or hyper salaries that they are receiving.
So my question then is, how have your discussions with the employer gone in this regard? Because did this just come as a surprise, or were there signs that you were approaching this sort of stage where people would have to be laid off?
Not really, because, I mean, they just attended their board meeting. Subsequent to that, they said they want to see AMCU, and then they issued a Section 189 saying that they had to restructure if they want to remain in business. But however, one can say the consultation will take place. We will try to save jobs, many jobs as we can. But that is just a knee-jerk approach, kind of an approach. Because, I mean, we'll continue losing jobs in South Africa. One, we've got only skill to extract, not to beneficiate. One job we create in the mining sector, it creates 3 jobs in Europe. University in Europe, the kids or people in Europe, they are studying how to beneficiate the minerals of Africa. Whereas here, the skills that we have is to extract.
So what are we going to do about that? Because the problem as it stands at the moment, Implats is clear. They are saying they've been losing 2 billion rand a year for the last 6 years. They cannot continue on that trajectory. So, and you are quite right in what you are saying about, beneficiation in a different sense in this regard, because South Africa has 3/4 of the world's platinum deposits right here. We could almost run a monopoly on it. And with a stem cell, fuel cell technology coming to the fore, surely we should be looking to benefit from that more than we are currently.
You are correct. That's why we've been calling that this government of ours should visit their trade agreement, their foreign policies in terms of trade, and economic policies. Because if we just extract and export as it is, that means we are not benefiting anything out of that. So if we keep on extracting, exporting, there is no positive spin-off on these minerals. We're just taking, it's either they're coming with a quota system where they are saying 60% of the minerals we export raw as it is, 40% industrialization and building up beneficiation factories in the country. But if they are not doing that, surely we'll be still bleeding.
One of the suggestions that you've put forward as AMCU is for government to actually nationalize the shafts that Implats is saying, are no longer viable for them. As AMCU, are you not in a position to yourself invest and perhaps come in there and buy some shares in this mine?
Not really. We don't have money. But, I mean, what is important, I think they should look forward how the workers can have shares within these mines. But yes, the government can put some more money in those shafts to maintain, or to save jobs. Because when we go forward, it is quite clearly that this is about super profit. And this notion that the price of the platinum is low, we tend to differ really, because this platinum, they sell it as a basket of, is a PGM, platinum group of metals. You've got gold, you've got palladium. And those metals are sold in different prices, not as a basket in global. So therefore, I mean, those are the kind of things that our government must be very strict on it.
So where to now? Are you in conversation with the employers, and what's going to happen next?
The employer has to invite us, and we start engaging with them and see how can we save those jobs. But definitely, we are not bluffing. We are not going to give Impala 13,000 lives in the silver platter to them. Never. Even Lonmin with Sibanye, we are telling them that the 12,500 that they want to retrench, because they've clinched a deal of 11% Lonmin to have 11% of Sibanye still water for themselves in London, and then the South African must suffer with all this mineral and benefit the Europeans and whoever outside the country. They must forget.
So just a final one. You did also say that if the employer here goes ahead, you will make sure that you shut down other operations at other mines that they may own. Can you confirm that? And also, by doing that, what do you think the end game is going to be?
That means we'll force them to the table, because really, I mean, if you look, I mean, we are in gold wage negotiations. They are saying they are offering 4%. When we look, some of their executive and middle management were earning about 1.5 million per annum. They've increased, they gave themselves an increase of 131%. I mean, what do you call such a thing? We are not going to be enslaved by this multi-international using our, our mineral to enslave us. It is time. When we talk about radical economic transformation as AMCU, we are talking about jobs, not about tenders. So if we save those jobs, there's a radical, because the workers will be able to send their kids to school and mend their families.
Well, Mr. Mathunjwa, thanks so much for stopping by. And that was, of course, AMCU President Joseph Mathunjwa joining us here, telling us, you know, what they plan on doing if Implats goes ahead with 13,000 jobs losses in the platinum industry.